What's up, everybody? This is Mike, and you got Rob. And welcome, cornhole players or fans of cornhole. You are checking out the sticky side. As usual, I got Rob Chismark in Middleburg, Florida, and I'm Mike Bird, Raleigh, North Carolina. And we are bringing you every week interviews with some of the best cornhole players in the ACL, ACO, whatever other organizations out there. We're going to bring these players to you and get to know a little bit more about them, behind the scenes. And Rob, we're fortunate enough today, man. I'm going to call him the Prince of Cornhole because his dad is the king. His dad is the king.
Wowzers.
So we got Bret Guy in the house. What's going on,
What's
Bret?
up?
How you doing tonight, man?
Doing good.
Thanks for being here on the show, man. We appreciate you taking the time out to join us.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Hey, you know what? Tonight, Rob, I'm going to let you start the show off, man, because you are the cornhole knowledge guy with all the questions. I know you'll
I
get
don't
us
know if
rolling.
well, yeah, it's fun. I love Bret Guy. I've known this kid since he was, I don't know, maybe 17 or 18. I guess maybe 20.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was before he could drink beer. I know that for sure. And it was before he was married with children. It was before all that stuff, dude. And it's crazy to watch this kid grow up. He was already a world champion now. Let's not take anything away from him. He won that before he could drive. But this kid here, so you call him the Prince, man. And it's funny. And when I first started hanging out with him and Jamie Graham used to have the best crap talking battles that I'd ever seen we'd go to the majors and you guys would just go at it talking about how, well, at least I'm a world champion. And
Yeah. Then you had my dad in the background holding up 7 fingers.
Yeah. Such great times. But got to know Bret a little bit better as we started going to different places with the ACL, and I gave him a nickname back in Vegas back in, I think it was 2018. I think it was when you had probably the greatest shot that I probably still have ever seen, where you drug that middle bag in an airmail. Everything was around the hole, and you took that bag out from the middle. And even though you were the guy that was doing everything, and I used the word guy on purpose, even though you were the guy that was doing everything, I started calling you Coattails. And boy, that's always gotten a rise out of you every time I do that.
Yeah.
But now but now you're on a new coat rack, at least. I mean, your dad doesn't have to do all the work. He's getting
Damn,
old.
Bret. I mean, at least I give you a good nickname. I call you the Prince, and he calls you Coattails.
Yeah.
Always have.
Probably will never change.
Right. He calls himself the Hitman. He thinks he's
That's right.
somebody, and they always do that little too sweet thing,
too sweet.
That's the Wolfpack, baby. Old school, the NWO, back from the day.
Yeah.
You know it.
Yeah.
You know where
I got it from.
Yeah.
Bret and Matt are huge wrestling fans, and I know everybody has seen Matt Guy do some of the best karaoke ever, live karaoke, and that guy is so fun. If you get just a few minutes to get to know him, the real Matt Guy, he's unbelievable, and he fixed the Batmobile. So you want to talk about being a king?
Yeah.
So, Bret, so you made a big switch, or you made a big commitment to the Fire brand of cornhole back last year, and it really seemed to pay off throughout last year as you came in. You were a rookie this year in the pro division in the ACL. It's hard to believe that you're a rookie, a world champion somewhere else, but a rookie here, and you had one heck of a year.
Thank you.
You guys did a lot of good stuff. Talk about your year a little bit and what Fire has done, the partnership between you and Fire.
Well, I mean, our very first national, they had just the starter bag. That's all they had out at the time. And that was mine and Eric's first time ever playing as a team. And I think we went 2-2 in the main tournament. So not bad, but not good to where we should have been. But once they came up with the assault bags that we took down the second national, started clicking. We built up that chemistry. We both had the same mindset. We talk a lot to each other. So there's a lot of advice going on. You'll notice in our games, we'll talk a lot to each other, which a lot of teams don't do that. But I like to do it because it helps me through the situation. I think it helps him through the situation. Even though he plays with headphones on, can't really hear what I'm saying. But yeah, it's just Fire's been a great sponsor. They make awesome bags. I couldn't ask for a better sponsor. I mean, they do everything right. They're great at getting bags out to when people need them. They're fast. I mean, the year separating from my dad, it lit a fire under me because I knew this was my moment to step out of his shadow, and it just lit that fire under me. And I think I pretty much stepped way out of his shadow after last year.
Now, your dad, he was on the very first episode of Sticky Side a while back, and he told us the story about how you guys went to Fire and how you decided to split. Can you tell that story? Let's see your version compared to your dad's.
Yeah, he told me he got a message from Jason and asking him, hey, what would it take to get you to play with Jamie Graham next year? And he straight up told him, no, I don't want to do it. I ain't leaving my son. And then the next day, he brought it up to me, and I said, well, what do you offer? And he was like, I didn't even ask. I was like, you got to see what they ask. I mean, the worst you could say is no. I mean, if they give you a good offer, jump on it. Take it. I'll find somebody else. And then we went down to his house, had dinner with him, talked about the contracts and everything. And then he was like, well, if I sign this, where does that leave Bret? And he was like, well, we'll find Bret a partner. And then a couple days later, they told me that they got Eric Davis on the sign. I was like, all right, I'm cool with that. He's a great player. I like the kid. Let's go. And then ever since then, we've been rocking and rolling.
Yeah, that's. I mean, it seems like chemistry is working on both of these teams. You know, you and Eric got a lot of ESPN time together. I've seen y'all up there a lot, and as Jamie and Matt has. I want to go back to you've been playing for, I don't know, 12, 13 years, maybe longer than that.
I've been playing for 17 years.
17 years? Yeah. Yep. Well, so that brings me to my next question. How did you get started? I know your dad, of course, everybody's going to say you probably got it from your dad. And that's probably true. But, tell us the story.
Well, there was just one day he was down in my grandpa's barn practicing, the barn he practices in all the time in his current videos that you see him in. Mm-hmm. And he was just down there practicing, and my family was just there, just having like a pool day, just hanging out. And I just walked in and said, hey, can I throw it with you? I want to try it.
Now, how old were you at this time?
I was, I think, in between 10 and 11. So I was like 10 and a half to 11.
Okay.
And I was like, I just picked it up and immediately got the handle of how to throw the bag, the right spin on it. I mean, my grandpa, he was very good at horseshoes and bowling. My dad's good at bowling and horseshoes and cornhole. So I guess we just have that natural, I guess it just runs in the family. We're just natural, good at playing games, throwing underhanded, I mean, I guess. It just runs in the blood.
How about softball pitching? You got that in you?
That I don't know. I haven't tried softball pitching. I was always outfield.
Yeah, you look like a center fielder.
Yeah, I was right field.
Right field? Oh, man,
that's where they hide
that's where they put all the guys that really can't play in right field.
Yeah, but I can make a lot of diving catches. That was my thing, was a diving catch.
Yeah, I feel it. Yeah, you got some natural athletic ability. I remember we were playing, I think it was in Knoxville at ACO Worlds a few years back, and I brought the Can Jam set out.
Yeah.
I think Frank got mad at us because we weren't playing bags anymore, and we brought Can Jam out and took everybody away from playing
we were
cornhole.
Playing that instead of watching the finals.
Yeah, that was fun. That was a good time. I still got the Frisbee that you signed.
That was a blast.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hey, it might be worth something, man. You keep on. Get your ACO World Championship under your belt.
Yeah, it might be.
So,
aren't you a shootout? Aren't you a shootout champion this year? Didn't you win the first
shootout?
Yeah.
Yes, we did. 50 G's.
That's a lot of money, man.
How much money have you made playing cornhole, Bret? Give us an estimation.
My whole career?
Let's just say
or
the
just
last
this
5.
Year? Last
5
5? Ooh. I don't know for sure, but I do know it's in 6 figures.
Well, that's not bad.
$62.87.
Like, I didn't ask you what you've made, Rob.
Oh no, that was if he stayed. That was if he stayed in the ACO.
Oh.
Ooh, shots fired.
No.
Shots fired.
No, that wasn't a shot. That's the way it is.
Hey,
Yeah.
man. Hey, they just had a regional. I'm sorry. I keep calling the majors regionals for some reason.
That's
They
kind of what
just
they
had
are.
a major.
No.
And to
20,000 guaranteed, right?
was it? I don't know, but they had 300 players in the singles. Those ACO
Nice.
majors, man, they're getting a lot of singles players, and I've never heard of any of them.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
good for them,
they're
man.
still getting very good turnout.
Yeah. So
I mean,
no, go ahead,
it
Rob.
is what it is. We talked about that. That's a great business model. It has nothing to do with who cares what the payout is. They're growing the game, regardless of what anybody has to say about them. They are growing the game, and in the end, that's what we all want anyway: is the game to grow.
How was your transition to the ACL from the ACO? Because, I mean, you had a lot of success in the ACO. You were doubles champ with your dad. You know, you won King of Cornhole. And, you know, I don't know, you've probably won a few majors here and there. You know, you had a lot of success over there. So how was that transition?
The transition wasn't very different because I know a lot of the ACL pros from the ACO years. So the transition wasn't different. But the skill level is so much higher in the ACL. You have to be on your game every game. There's no easy games anymore. I mean, that was the toughest thing, was just having to play at a constant elite level.
Yeah. I mean, you play against players like Rob, man, who averages like a 10.5 or something.
I averaged 10.5 on only the first frame.
Yeah, we've talked about
only
this
the
a
first
lot.
frame.
We've talked about this a lot, man. Probably it comes up every show, but it's the level of the players these days. You could walk into a tournament and look at the field and pretty much tell who's going to win, you know, who's going to finish dead last. And you can't do that now. The players are so good now. And before the show started, we were just talking about Trevor Caballero. I cannot say that damn word, Rob. Say it for me.
Caballero.
It's the L's. They're messing me
That'll
up.
work too.
But he's like 7 years old and throwing probably just as good as Rob, if not better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a very good shooter.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to respond to this dude. This dude who ain't played in 2 years, talking trash all the time.
That's what I do.
He ain't
man.
lost. He ain't lost his tongue though. I can tell you. Boy,
No, the tongue's always going to be here.
Talk trash.
The skill is taking a break. It's on hiatus right now, but it'll be back at some point. But yeah, man, even the kids are freaking great, man. It's amazing to me. You know.
It's pretty cool. So today they launched a brand new brand, Kids Throw 2, which is kind of like in partnership with Girls Throw 2, but they're bringing it to the kids because the ACL has they're trying to kind of shy away from kids being pros, and their junior program doesn't really encompass what really the junior program should. The ACL tries to keep it to scholarships and no payouts for juniors, just to keep them growing in the game and doing it. And the Kids Throw 2 organization is going to try to really grow the game within the juniors and the elementary type school kids all the way up to seniors in high school. Yeah. But the Caballeros, since you're talking about them today, it's pretty cool that Kids Throw 2 just launched today. So a bunch of kids around the nation are happy. They get new T-shirts.
Yeah. In a couple of years, all them kids will be on the pro circuit fighting with us. So,
yeah,
I love crazy seeing that.
Yeah, it's crazy to see that. Just like Mike said, the youth and how good they are. Just because they're not playing soccer and baseball anymore. Now they're going and picking up cornhole bags and they're firing them for 6 hours at a time, and they're coming out with all these shots that are just. They're unreal, man. They're unreal. Yeah. You're an old school guy, so the roll shot's not something that you really
Nah,
You know,
that's
you really
not
don't
something I
have it.
really. Not
Right.
something I really try to work on. I mean, it happens. I can do it every now and then when I try to do a hard bully bag push. It'll just happen to roll over. But other than that, I don't ever really see a use for it in the way I play. So
When you
But your
try,
partner,
yeah, when you try that shot, does it mess up your form, your technique for like your regular shot?
no, because my form, my wrist gets so flat when I throw. No matter how I hold the bag always turns an inch flat
No.
every time. No matter how I hold it, it just turns an inch flat. I can't get that angle that you need to roll it.
So, how much of your dad's playing style went into yours? And if it didn't, like, how much did you take from him and tweak it to your own?
Uh, I I play a little less aggressive than he does, but I will still play very aggressive at moments. But I like to say I play a lot more strategy wise than he does. He's airmailing over one bag, first bag his opponent blocks, he's airmailing over it.
Mm.
Me, I'm laying behind it and making them airmail it, then I'm going to capitalize when they miss.
is that from years of playing with him and knowing that he was going to be the aggressive player?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he said it himself in your guys' interview. He just always plays aggressive. And when you play someone like that, you just got to hope they miss shots and capitalize when they do.
God, man. Your dad doesn't miss too many of them, though.
No, we don't. But when he does, you got to make it hurt.
Yeah, you do. Oh, and like you said, Brett, in ACL, everybody's an amazing thrower. So one bad frame could be a game for you.
Yep.
I saw a post that Trey Birchfield put on Facebook where he goes, "How do you lose a game by averaging an 11?" It's easy.
You play
When your
Matt
opponent
Guy.
is Matt Guy and he averages an 11.3 or what was it, 4? That's how you lose.
Yeah. I think Birchfield got up to a 10-0 lead on that game, too. I'm not for sure on that, but I think it was 10-0 before my dad finally scored.
Now,
Wow.
how much do you play your dad in the backyard now?
Normally I don't. I don't really practice, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna start because I started a new job working with my dad, so I'll have more time to practice.
Mm-hmm.
But all last season, I never practiced. I just showed up at the tournament, drank my beers, and practiced an hour to two before the tournament started.
And just win a championship just like that. Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah.
Give us all some
Yeah, I mean,
confidence.
I've been doing it for 17 years. It's all just muscle memory at this point.
Yeah, really. Yeah. Some people that
It's
come
pretty
on the
dang
show, man,
incredible.
they say they practice hours a day.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it because I'm old, and going down and picking up bags for 2-3 hours would really kill my back.
Yeah, well, what I've been saying is you see me last year, what I can do without practice. Imagine I can do with practice.
Dope. I like that.
I can't get any better, can you?
Practice.
Yeah.
You know,
I can get a
you know what
better
I mean?
singles. I can get a better
Yeah, I
singles
guess so.
finish and get that doubles title.
There you go. I'm just saying, man. I mean, you had one hell of a year for a rookie.
Appreciate
You
that.
had one hell of a year, and it's tough to. I mean, it's tough to think. I mean, you want to think that it's going to be better, but it's tough to think you can do much better than 50 freaking grand at the pro shootout. I mean, that was the single largest payout of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, that was amazing, and what a match it was too. I was standing right there, and just that was a great. And even in your in the doubles at the World Championship, that was a heck of a match. Watching you guys go at it down the stretch there. So
it came up a little short. TP hit an amazing airmail. I keep losing to these guys and their amazing airmails, man. I'm getting tired of it.
Yeah, I was
Maybe you got to
watching
get
that
more
on
aggressive.
ESPN when it happened. That was crazy.
Hey, I'm making them hit the shots. They're just hitting them.
What a swan song for TP though. Yeah. What did you think of that shot? Because that was probably one of the better shots I've seen in a long time. Because of where it was in the match.
Yeah, going into it, I didn't think he was going to hit it. I really didn't. I thought my bag was so far into the hole that he wasn't going to hit it. And if he did, it was going to hit me and either go off or take me in with him. But he just hit it perfectly. I mean, nothing you can do but bow my head and say, good shot.
You know what's crazy about that shot,
That was
Brett?
crazy.
So I hit that exact same shot about a month ago. Exact same shot at an ACO major in Manassas. It was 20-19. I was up. Exact same shot, and I won, and nobody saw it. Just the guy I was throwing against. Nobody saw it. I could be lying right now, according to only one other person saw it, and I can't remember his name. But anyway,
that's not fair to that guy. That's not even fair to that guy. You beat him, and you won't even mention his name.
He was
right
so
now.
mad after I hit that shot, man. He just gave me like the little handshake. It was like, "Hey, man, great shot." And that was it. Then about 2 hours later, he saw me, and he came up to me, patted me on the back, and was like, "Bro, I'm sorry, I was upset earlier, but I just want to tell you that was a great shot." And I was like, "Thanks, man."
Yeah.
Just you saw it.
Awesome.
That was it.
But I guess you got to start recording your games, man. Come on, do something for us.
Yeah. There's a thing called Facebook Live.
Yeah, right.
You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say something. I think I innovated the Facebook Live at cornhole games. I think I did.
I think I helped you.
And you know what? I looked at a video last night, Rob. Where, it came up in Facebook Memories, and it was like 8 years ago or something. I was playing TP actually at an ACO regional, and you were commenting on it. There was some Rob Chismark comments in there. I was like, damn. I've known this dude a long ass time, and that beard's still the same length. You need to stop.
That's beautiful, right?
No,
Bret, so you went through a little slump, right? Toward your last couple of years that you were coming through the ACO. You were kind of went through a little bit of a slump, right? What did you do to get out of it? What did you do to keep yourself from quitting?
Like I said, my family, we got that competitive drive. And a couple years when I had that slump, my dad was going through the same slump, and he was ready to call it quits. And we were in a hotel room, and he told me, he was like, "Man, this is probably going to be my last tournament." I took him in. I went up to him. I said, "You ain't giving up on me like that. We're still in this." And we went and we won the doubles that year. And it's just that competitive drive, man. I just want to be the best, and that's what drives me to play this game more. I mean, you got to have a love-hate relationship with this game to be good at it. You got to.
Yeah, I'm at that point right now where your dad was. You know, I'm like, I just want to quit again after 2.5 years of being off. But it's all mental, man.
Mental. The mental game is very strong in this game, man. You got to have a strong mental game.
Yeah. One day it'll be there.
You just gotta shake off the bad games, move on, and focus on what you need to do to fix it.
Well, I had no idea that he was that close to just calling it.
Yeah.
Oh man,
that would have been something.
I've heard that story before, where both of them were there together telling it. You should see it when both of them tell that story, because Matt will tell you he was done, and his demeanor when he tells you that he was done, when he's just telling a story, is unbelievable. It's the same. It's almost like he puts himself right back in a moment when he knew he couldn't throw a bag straight anymore, man, and nothing. He was hitting nothing. And when he tells about how Bret came to him and said, "Oh hell no, that's not what's happening here." It's crazy to hear them tell that story.
That's not what the Guy family does. We don't give up that easy.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's nuts. I love that story. I loved it when I heard it from your dad. I think you guys told it to me one time in Green Bay, Wisconsin, when I don't know, what did he do that tournament? Fell down, or he did something to his thumb real bad.
Yeah, he was carrying a boxes of shirts up here on his shoulder, and he was walking up to our hotel room and slipped going up the stairs and jammed his thumb into the stairs, and it swelled up and everything. But then he went and won singles that same day. So
wow. What year was this?
3 years
2018. 2018, I think. Green Bay.
Yeah.
We were at
Green Bay
Lambeau
National.
Field.
It
was at Lambeau Field, man.
That was the year. That was the year you guys won the ACO doubles championship, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the same year, that very same tournament where we played Damon Dennis and Philip Hayden in the finals, and I threw the game-winning bag short of the board.
Oh man.
Short of the board.
Yep.
You're
awesome.
you're a multiple champion. You've got in 2013 you won the King of Cornhole in the ACO. 2016, before the ACL was the ACO that we know now, they had this thing called Cobb's out, and you were the world doubles champion in that.
Yep.
2016 ACO doubles champion. 2018 ACO doubles champion. 2020 ACO doubles champion. And then in 2021, you guys finished third. You and Eric Davis
in doubles.
Yep. So, I mean, you've been on the podium a lot. You and your dad definitely have some trophies together.
They just won the Open in Cincinnati just a week ago.
Yep.
Together, doubles.
Still rolling. Yeah. So out of all of those championships, what's your favorite one? What's the one you look back at and you're like, wow, yeah, it brings a tear to your eye or something, or get you pumped up?
Our very first ACO World Doubles. Because that's the first time a father-son won a world championship on the same team. And it just was the best feeling that I could ever have, and probably will never surpass that.
Yeah, I think I was there
unless we team back up and do it on ESPN. Then it might surpass it.
Nice. So you did get a chance to team up with him again. And I know you guys throughout the regular season – the Opens and things along that nature, you kind of team up together every once in a while and do some stuff when it's not a national. What does it feel like to get back together with him? Is it just like the old times, or since you've kind of taken on a new role, you're kind of you've grown to more of, even though Eric is who he is, you're kind of the older, more mature alpha on that team. What is it like when you get back together with your dad? Because there's alpha's not really going to be your nickname on that team.
The Alpha Prince.
Not at all. I mean, it's different, man. It's a different mindset you gotta have, because to me, I feel like I have to play at his level. And when I was partnered with Eric, how you said it, I would be the alpha. I could play my style, my rhythm, but playing with him, and for some reason in my head, I feel like I got to play up to his level. And lately, I've been struggling to do that, but it's just a mental thing I got to get past and just say, look, we're both alphas. I need to play my style and let him play his style. But yeah, it's pretty much like the good old days, man. It feels great winning with him. It feels great playing with him. So,
out of all the years I played cornhole with you and your dad, I don't think we've ever played against each other. Never. I've never played a guy.
No, I don't think we have.
No.
I mean, Mike, I don't stay in the tournament that long either. I understand.
You know what? That was a good one, Rob. I'm going to give you props on that one. Yeah. There's always that one chance that maybe at the beginning of the tournament you might get, randomly seeded or something, or maybe the same pool. Yeah. I've never went up against Guy Nation. I don't know if that's a fortunate thing or an unfortunate thing, because it's pretty much a guaranteed loss.
It just depends on if you want to play the best or if you just don't want to get beat.
Yeah, so. It's true. So how much do you what's the word I'm looking for? How much do you give props to your dad's game for making you better? Because I'm assuming you're playing against the best, so that's got to make you better.
Oh, it definitely did. From the very first time I said, hey, I want to do this with you, when I was 11, he said, all right, you got to get your skill level up to a certain point to earn yourself to be my partner. And that took me 5 years to get my skill level up to earn him as my partner. But that just drove me even more that I want to get there so I could play with my dad. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, the way that he plays and as good as he is, it made me want to be better.
Oh, I bet.
So I was talking with him. So, back in the day when they used to do that King of Cornhole TV show.
Yeah.
I know that I seen you were on there after he won or whatever, he'd bring you guys on. Were you playing at that time?
No, you weren't allowed to. You had to be 21 because it was in a bar.
Okay. I got you. But you were throwing. That was after you had started throwing, or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was after I started throwing. Yeah, that was like 2 years into me playing.
Okay, those it's just funny to see them videos to know that cornhole was still big somewhere then, and to
Yeah,
watch them play with those brand new corn bags and do that
corn
stuff. And
bags,
I remember,
plywood
yeah,
boards.
made a like a wedge. They were a full wedge, right? You
Yeah,
couldn't even see the bags under the board.
yeah. And that
It was crazy. It was
back then the fancy thing was a bounce shot.
yeah. Oh, your dad was good at that thing.
Yeah,
He was good at that bounce shot. Holy
I
smokes,
think I
man.
surpassed him in the bounce shot. I was always
Oh
better
yeah,
with it. That's one thing I was always better at in the end.
Damn, what were y'all playing on? Quarter
that's
inch
because of that flat bag.
plywood?
Oh man, half inch.
Yeah.
Remember,
It's
you
more
remember
like
the
half
wedge boards? Mike,
Yeah.
you remember the wedge boards?
No,
where
I
it
was going to
just
ask
a
you about
wedge
that.
and
How did you get the bags up? You had to lift the board up every time and pick the bags
no, you had to
up?
go through the hole to get them.
The back of the board. Some of them, the back of the board didn't have nothing in, so you had to reach through the back.
Oh, wow.
It was crazy though.
The dinosaur days of
It was
cornhole.
crazy.
Yeah,
Dinosaur
yes, it
days, man. But it was on TV, bro. They had commentators.
Yeah,
like they had two men in the booth talking, analyzing.
Yeah,
and your dad played that.
You
that
can
Randy
still find it
dude
on
all the
YouTube.
time.
Randy
Really?
Atha.
I watched it. Yeah, Randy. Oh my God, that dude was good too, man.
I'm going to look that
It was
up
fun
right
to watch
now.
those matches, man. It was fun to watch those matches. Like so Brett, what big tournaments like that do you remember back in hometown in Cincinnati area? What big tournaments do you remember like that as you were coming up that you got to experience? Like one of your most memorable tournaments back then, as the game was growing in and of itself, and you were there because you are the Prince. So there you were, and you were doing this. You were coming up in the game as the game was coming up. So
Yeah.
what big tournaments then do you remember and do you love and wish would come back
My very first tournament I played in was the very first ACO World Championship they had, and I was 11 at the time. And my very first game was Steve Vanderveer.
Oh my gosh!
He beat me down in like 2 minutes, in 2 out of 3 games. It was bad. But you could go back and watch the very first video, and when it's over, I'm just over there playing on the challenge board, the airmail box, the skinny boards, just having a ball. That's my very first one that I remember that I just cherished because it was my first tournament. And so I got to experience what a big tournament looks like and feels and the atmosphere. But one that I remember the most was one that they did in Denver, Colorado, where first place was $10,000. It was like one of the first bigger payout tournaments. And it was at Oktoberfest that they had out there outside the Denver Broncos Stadium. And me and my dad teamed up. We had to play on, I think they were like plywood boards, but we played with the ACO patch bags.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy!
It was
450s.
challenging. Yeah, it was challenging, but we ended up pulling out the win and just standing up on that stage with that big check. It's in one of my profile pictures of me just standing there with it, holding up the one.
That's really awesome, man. I remember that tournament. They tried to do that a couple times, but I know that the first one was really successful, and that was cool because I had a lot of friends that flew out and went to that, and that was it's pretty cool. That just cool. I had heard somebody had told me that they should do something really big in Cincinnati around the waterfall or something. Do you remember what that was?
It was called the Monster Energy. What was it called? It was like the Monster Energy Championship or something like that, where they take their top 16 ranked players from that season's standings, and they put them in a 16-man bracket, single elimination. I made it there one time, and I got the 1 seed. And they seeded the 8, and then the people who were tied below that played each other. And the lowest, whoever won between those, got to pick who they played first. And Dave Sutton ended up winning that. And guess who he chose?
I guess he chose you.
Chose to play me, and he beat me down very badly. Because back then, it was outside, so it was windy as hell. You're around all these big buildings, so you're like in a wind tunnel. And Dave's from Chicago, so he knows how to throw in that wind.
Yeah.
I don't really like playing outside, so he just beat me down. I think he ended up getting second in that. I think that's the one that Jack Staggy won.
That's awesome. I know the guys don't like outside very much.
No, not at all.
The wind sucks, man. Like,
Yeah.
I know guys
Yes,
that love playing at the beach, and I'm like, man, no. Even when I was at the top of my game, I could go to the beach and lose against the locals out there, like, big time. I cannot throw in the wind. And then another humbling experience was the Spencer McKenzie shootout. I go out there, and, man, you got to, like, play that Kentucky windage. Yeah.
Yeah, that one got to like 40 miles an hour, I heard. It was bad.
Oh,
it
yeah,
was
it
real
was rough,
bad.
man. Have you played out there in that tournament?
Yeah, you didn't come out there.
Yeah, we were out there for the last one.
Okay.
The one they had last year, we were out there. And I think that's the one that Sorrells and Davis won.
Yeah.
I think that day they both averaged like an 8. And that was tough to beat.
That was high, bro.
I heard Adam Hisner, it was so bad. Hisner went down to his knees and was throwing. Like it was killing everybody.
Yeah. But, you know, it's fun to watch. It's not fun to participate in, but you look back at it and you're like, well, you know, this will really test you because you got to adapt to the environment. And, you know, this makes you a complete player. Some people can adapt more than others.
It makes it an even playing field.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it an even playing field for everybody.
Yep, exactly. Everybody using the same bags, same wind.
Yep.
But you know what, Brett? It seemed like every time it was my throw, the wind would get faster.
Yeah.
It would pick up. As soon as my bag's released, the wind calms down. And then
I had that same feeling.
I
had the same feeling.
That's what I'm blaming it on anyway. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to be going back to that one next year. That was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've got another big tournament coming up next year, too. We're trying to make this one like Spencer's McKenzie, but it's going to be on the East Coast. I'm working with a guy who's doing a surfing competition, and he wants to entail cornhole into this also. So This will be a nice one. We're looking at a guaranteed right now $10,000, and hopefully more depending on the sponsor. So there'll be more to come out about that later on in the year. But hopefully we'd like to see the guys out for that one.
Well, I'm sure if it's on the East Coast, we'll be there.
Yeah. And
they'll get in that damn minivan and they'll drive themselves on over. I know those guys. They like to drive.
Yeah, that we do. Well, I don't. He does. I pass out in the passenger seat.
I want to know something. This is big, right? We haven't asked this question yet to anybody else.
Exclusive.
But I want to know. It's just different. What part does Bud Light play in your game?
It helps me. Honestly, it helps me relax more. It just helps me relax and just go through the motions. Because when I'm not drinking, I overthink things, and then that's when I start dipping my shoulder and moving my head. And my magic number is 7. Once I have that 7 beers in me, I know I'm feeling great. I'm not gonna push nothing. I'm gonna stay relaxed and straight. So it just helps me focus in just a little bit more.
Now, how fast? Because some of our tournaments start at about 9 a.m. How fast do you get to 7?
As soon as I wake up, I already pounded 2.
Yep.
As soon as I wake up, we'll crack them open.
I knew you and Mr. Guy like to put a few away right before breakfast.
Yeah. That is our breakfast. That's my breakfast at least.
Can you shotgun a beer?
Oh, look at you!
I'm sure you can.
No.
Right? No,
I haven't tried since my high school years.
Oh, well, I mean that's really not that far back. How old are you right now, Britt?
28.
20. Oh, you're older than what I thought you were. Okay. Yeah, I guess when I first met you playing, you were probably 17, 18, something like that. Yeah. How about you, Rob? Can you shotgun one?
Oh, yeah. I'm good at that.
What's your best time to beat?
He spends a lot of time on the sidelines, so he should be good at it.
What does that even mean? I don't even know what that means.
Then you haven't shotgunned a beer if you don't know your best time. Mine's 4.1 seconds.
No. Really?
Yeah.
I don't know if I can beat that. I'll try it though.
My throat
I
opens
know we
up
gotta
like
get
an
together very
anaconda
soon.
when that beer goes down. It's on.
Thanks. That's awesome, dude. Boom, gone. Yeah, I won a contest doing it, but we didn't time it. You know what I mean? It was like just everybody was shotgunning who got done first, and the dribble factor. You know, you can't lose too much of it. So
there's different ways you can shotgun. You can either do like the group shotgun, and last one's always the guy with still about that much beer left in his beer, and it's all over his face. Or you can just do individual competitions. That's what I've done.
That's what we were doing, tournaments like that, but with no time. We were doing a tournament. Everybody, 1-on-1 all the way down through.
Yeah.
Single elimination. Once you're out, you're out.
Yeah. So, Rob, do you drink when you play? Do you imbibe?
I used to drink a lot more, but drinking doesn't really help or hurt me. Like I haven't really found, like Bret just said, it relaxes him, but I don't really. It doesn't really. I don't think it really does good or bad for me. Or maybe I haven't. Maybe my magic number is 12, to where I don't care anymore, and I just fire everything. I don't know. I don't really know. So
yeah, you just got to find your magic number.
Yeah. And you've been playing for so long, and I mean, you haven't really been drinking that long, but when you did find the magic number, but you probably tried. You probably wanted to know what it was.
Yeah.
So I've never even really tried to figure it out. Me, I think when I get to 7, that's when I start hanging out with the Jurin's friends. Like Billy Jurin. He always comes and hangs out with me, and I don't. I don't like him too much. So yeah, but
yeah, seven would put me in a spot where I probably couldn't even hit the board. I cannot drink. I cannot drink when I play cornhole, and plus, if I get 7 in my body, I'm starting to look at everybody in there, especially all the girls, be like, "Oh, yeah, what's up, girl?" Yeah,
I can't eat while I'm playing. I can't eat while I'm playing.
Can't eat?
What the hell? What do you mean you can't eat when you're playing?
I'm
don't
not
sure you can ever eat. Look at you. You weigh like 106 pounds.
Bro, I can put it away. I can put it away
into the cupboard for someone else to eat.
No. I got that very high metabolism.
Rob wouldn't know about that one.
What is metabolism? What does that even mean?
I burn the calories fast.
I'm 20 years older than that guy, Mike. Calm down.
No excuses, Rob. Hey, you know what?
Metabolism.
You can get your look at 60 years old, Rob. You can get your metabolism up. It's okay.
What is that? Eugenics? What are you talking about? Frank Thomas?
It burns calories, man. It's just my body naturally just burns calories faster than what I can intake.
That's because you're 106 pounds. You're a skeleton. Of course, you have to.
Hey, 135. Get it right.
135.
Weighed the same since my junior year of high school.
That must be nice. I haven't weighed 135 since I was probably, I don't even know.
8th grade.
Damn, probably 9th grade. Yeah. Well, you're fortunate because you get players that drink beer all the time when you play. You don't get pop bellies. And if I drink 3, I'm already bloated and I'm like feeling miserable. I'm jealous of that, really. Like, I look at you drinking beer and I get a buzz and bloated. So
yeah. Whiskey it is, huh?
It is, man. But Bret, you know what? You're 28, so just wait. Just wait till you get to them 40s. We're gonna see how skinny you are.
Yeah,
then.
that's when it hit my dad. That's when his started slowing down. He started getting that pot belly.
Yeah, it does. It comes, and if you don't like hit the gym or do cardio, it catches up with you, man. It does.
Yeah.
Bret doesn't have any idea what cardio is. Mike, come on. Cardio. All he does is walk back and forth 27 feet.
That's it.
27 feet. 9 yards for Bret. That's what he does.
First down.
Should be a referee. Should be a referee, bro. That's awesome.
I want to get off cornhole for a minute because I saw Bret's post the other day on Facebook about wrestling. So
yeah.
Yeah, so back in the day, man, I was real big. Like WWF Attitude Era, maybe a little into the early 2000s. That was my
golden
stuff
years
right there. Yeah, the good years. But it's crap now. I haven't watched it in a while. But I'm starting to get back into it now because now the AEW's come around, and I like that they got some competition. The WWE's got competition. But what in the hell is going on with the WWE, man? It's like they're shooting themselves in the foot.
I don't know, man. I don't know. They're just so repetitive. And I mean, how do you have a guy like Keith Lee and not make him a megastar? I mean, that right there shows you they don't know what they're doing anymore.
Well,
I mean, Vince is about 78 years old, guys. Come on,
he's old.
He's kind of
his metabolism's still going.
I know. He needs to give it up. He just won't.
Yeah, but then he's going to give it to Triple H, who really isn't very good either.
Yeah, he is.
I mean,
did you not see what he did with NXT before they made it NXT 2.0?
Yeah,
it was one of the hottest things going.
It was hot, but everybody was just, they were punching their ticket to go over to AEW. So,
like,
I don't know, man.
AEW's got to be licking their chops at this, man. They're getting they just had about 10 get released last Friday, right? So how many of those signed with AEW already, if any of them?
I don't think any of them has yet because they got that 30-day or 90 days non-compete clause or whatever.
Oh, okay.
But I can see a couple of them signing over there, especially some of the women wrestlers they released. But the main one they released Ember Moon, Keith Lee, Karrion Kross, Scarlett Bordeaux, Tyra Valkyrie, who went by Frankie Monet in NXT.
Right.
So I can see all of them going over the AEW.
Wow.
They just had their big pay-per-view, and what's his name won the belt.
Page? Yeah,
Page.
Adam Page, yeah. That pay-per-view was so great. Yeah. It was so good. I watched it twice already.
I got to tell you, the women wrestlers they have nowadays, though, are 10 times better than the ones back in the era I like.
Oh, yeah. They're so good. So good.
I might have a little something
they're
Charlotte
getting
Flair.
as good as what the Luchadors were. I used to. She don't look the same anymore, though. She's all plasticed up and lips are big.
Who was that?
Charlotte. She's got so much collagen in her face now.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's okay. I like collagen. She can share.
You got to do some internet searches if you think you like her now.
Well, I'm going to have to start watching more. I just don't have time, man. I don't have time to watch wrestling anymore because, I got the podcast and stuff. We got a busy week this week, Rob. We got 2 more shows to record this week.
2 more shows. Yeah. I like it, man. We got to, it's got to be big, man. This is, we get mega stars like Bret the Hitman, Coattails Guy.
I got a question for y'all. Who's your favorite wrestlers of all time?
Oh, man. That's easy for me. I'm going to let Rob go. You go first.
Of all time? Man.
All time.
Probably, I really love the Dynamite Kid. Yeah. Back in the day, he was one of my favorites because that snap suplex, he was like the first one to ever really do it, where he just snapped that suplex. It looked like it hurt so bad when it goes fast, And then I really like Randy Orton too. So like in the new era, but like the Dynamite Kid and Randy Orton are probably my 2 favorites.
Those are different answers. I have never heard someone say the Dynamite Kid is their favorite one. That's different. I like it.
I'm actually kind of impressed there. I mean, you went back. So this is a hard question for me, but
you said you knew already. What are you talking about?
I do. I know already, but it's. I sat and thought about it for the couple of minutes you were talking. So I'm just going to say, like, the wrestler that I remember the most as a kid watching. It was Saturday, 7:00, the NWA. North.
Oh yeah,
remember that? So the Boogie Woogie Man. He was like.
Jimmy Valiant,
the Boogie Woogie
Man, Jimmy Valiant,
and Billy Jack Haynes. I'm torn between them 2.
Oh my goodness,
that got me into it. But my favorite wrestler of all time is Bill Goldberg.
Goldberg.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
this dude's got a Goldberg tattoo, bro.
I do. I have
got
a Goldberg
Really?
tattoo.
Yeah,
I've
he's got
the Goldberg tattoo. It's right here on this shoulder. Yeah.
Nice.
And,
it's not as big, but it's there.
Nice.
that motherfucker. Yeah. So. Goldberg. Goldberg is it for me. Yeah. No Hulk Hogan. I can't stand Hogan. If you listen to all these YouTube videos where all these wrestlers are shooting on him, man, nobody really liked Hogan. Nobody.
But he was the man, though. I mean, they all knew he was the man.
He was the man with the beer can.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what that reference is?
I know who
right?
I know who Bret's is.
Who?
Chris Jericho.
No.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
I know who Bret's is. We've had this conversation. So
So
he always tells me how much he loves Jericho.
Like La Champion.
have you ever seen Fozzy?
Yeah. I haven't seen him in concert in person, but I've watched some of their shows that I've been able to.
Bro, they got some good songs, man.
Yeah, they do.
What's it? Turn me out, take me to the something like that. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Rob. That's you like that voice. I know you did. I got more.
You see me shaking my head? It's back and forth. It's not up and down.
I was fortunate enough to
Back
see
and forth.
Fozzy. I've seen him 3 times, 2 at a rock festival, and then one time they came to Greensboro and played at this venue called the Blind Tiger, which is the size of my studio, basically. So we were up on the rail, and I was 3 feet away from Jericho while he was singing. It was a pretty cool experience.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've got the opportunity. So I used to live in Virginia, and way back when it was the WCW then, they did a badass pay-per-view in Norfolk, and I went and I sat in the front row, and that was when Raven was a crazy dude when he used to come and sit in the crowd.
Oh yeah.
And where I was sitting in my seats, right, I had 2 people next to me, and then there was 2 seats open. Right there in the front row at ringside, like, why are these seats open? What the hell is going on? I wasn't even thinking about how Raven came and sat at damn ringside, right? So here I am, and here he comes, and he's sitting there doing his thing. You know how he used to do it, where he'd sit there and watch the match or whatever and interfere or whatever. And there he was right there. It was crazy as hell, bro.
Did you talk to him?
Yeah.
And I was just sitting there hanging out. Well, then, no, I didn't. He didn't talk. He didn't talk back, remember? He just sat there.
Yeah.
So and we all tried to yell stuff at him.
Have up.
But the best part, we went to the hotel bar, and in the bar was Conan, there was Luger, there was Ric Flair. Ric Flair put us on his fucking bar tab that day.
Really?
It was amazing.
Woo! That's cool.
Yeah. It was freaking amazing, dude. It was one of the best nights of my life.
He was a Rob Chismark buying beers.
It was so cool. I mean, they were all there, and it was just an awesome night, man. You got to meet those guys, and Conan didn't speak a lot of English, but he talked a lot. You know, he talked a lot to us, but it wasn't a bit. But it was just so cool, man, to see these guys in real life, and you know, not in character, but that's. I've been a wrestling fan since I was a young man, so it's just awesome.
That's one wrestler I wish I could meet. I would love to meet Ric Flair. You know.
You're not having a bad time around Ric Flair.
Oh man, I would love to meet him, man. He seems like he's pretty awesome. You know, even behind the cameras. You know, he was another one that couldn't stand Hulk Hogan. Yeah.
I'll tell you, my very first wrestling show, it was me and my dad went, and he bought us front row ticket, and I don't know how many people know this, but my name came from Bret the Hitman Hart. That's why it's spelled with 1 T. That's why my nickname's the Hitman. And in my very first wrestling show, you know how Bret Hart used to give out the glasses to kids?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
My very first show, he gave me his pair of glasses.
Get out of here.
Have you still got them?
I think I still got them in my parents' house somewhere.
Oh, cool.
Boy, you better still have them. Holy crap.
That's pretty awesome,
it was cool as hell.
I've got
another funny story. Another funny story with wrestling. This was back when Sean, my middle brother, he was probably like 5 to 7 at the time.
Now was he?
How old.
Was he named after Shawn Michaels?
Yeah.
The Heartbreak Kid.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, so we always butted heads as a child. Yeah. Yeah, he's named after Shawn Michaels.
Your dad is a freak. I got to have more talks with him about wrestling, bro.
Well, I can't think of are there any wrestlers named Matt?
There's Matt Hardy.
Matt Hardy.
Oh, okay. Well, that was
He
way
wasn't named
after
after
your
a
dad was
wrestler,
born.
though.
Yeah.
He was way after that. But
Yeah.
we were sitting there and me and my brother weren't tall enough to see, so we were standing on our chairs. And the Big Show came out. And my youngest brother, my middle brother, Sean, was just yelling at him. And the Big Show turned, looked at him, and pointed. And my dad looked at the Big Show, turned around and looked at Sean, and Sean literally ducked under his chair because he was terrified of the Big Show.
That's good stuff.
Do you remember the moment where Brock Lesnar suplexed Big Show and broke the ring?
Yeah.
The ring fell apart?
Yeah. We were there for that show.
Oh,
that
wow.
was cool to see in
sweet.
person.
So you've been to quite a few shows, huh?
Oh, yeah. I go every time they're in town, I go.
So there was I lived in Colorado for 9 years after my military service was over in Colorado Springs. So I thought it would be a fun job, man, to go get me a fun deal to go get a job at the World Arena, which is in Colorado Springs. And they got quite a few wrestling events that came into town. So, I'm working security, and I was assigned backstage security for a WWE event. And this was Batista and Triple H had a program going. They hated each other.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm standing.
That was back after Evolution broke up.
Yeah, I can't remember what year this was. It was middle 2000, like 2005, 2006, something like that. And I'm standing outside the locker room working security, so I'm seeing all the wrestlers come out. And Batista and Triple H come out, and they're just talking it up, man, laughing, having a good time. And, I was like, wow, they really hate each other, don't they? It was just funny to me to watch how they act on TV and then see them in the back like that.
Yeah.
Kayfabe's
not a thing anymore.
Yeah.
No.
And, oh, God, I like this talking about wrestling, Rob. We need to do a wrestling podcast. But,
oh man! There's an opportunity we could do that. And
then I met Shelton Benjamin. Like Shelton Benjamin.
Oh, no kidding!
Before the event started, it was 2 hours before the event. Nobody was in the arena yet, and I was doing security, walking around, and Shelton Benjamin was sitting on the stairs at the ring, on his phone. And I went out there and exchanged cordials with him, said hi, what's up, and he was nice back. And I kind of missed that job, man. But you could get fired for talking to the entertainers. I do remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
I almost risked it a couple of times. I was like, fuck it, I don't care. I pay like $8 an hour anyway. Yeah.
I would have risked it. I would have been fired real fast.
Bro, you would have been done when the referee walked out the dressing room.
Jack Tunney. Friggin'.
My best wrestling story, though, comes as a fan. And this was WWF Attitude Era. The Rock and Mankind were fighting each other. And me and my ex-wife, I won tickets on the radio, and it was front row. Like, we were up, like you, Brett. We were up on the barricade, first row, man. So it was a house show. So it's not televised. Whatever happens at house shows, might as well it doesn't happen anywhere in the WWE universe. It doesn't exist, yeah. So he's fighting, The Rock is fighting Mankind. Mankind whips The Rock into the barricade right in front of me and my ex-wife. And, bro, I just went fanboy. I went and I was touching him. I was touching The Rock, man. I was slapping him all over. He was all sweaty. And I was like, I touched The Rock. And that was before he was like The Rock, Dwayne Hollywood Star Johnson. So
I'm pretty surprised that he's not your favorite, because that's the kind of bravado that you have. You don't have that Bill Goldberg quiet thing. You got that Rock bravado. Yeah, like that. Yeah,
that was awesome. Yeah,
wow. That's much better than that singing shit you were doing with Fonzie.
I'll tell you one more wrestling story.
Yeah, man.
We were at a show, and this was back when Stone Cold was first starting to get hot. And we were standing there, and my dad's standing there in the aisle, and he feels a bump on his leg. And he looks down, and it's Stone Cold sneaking his way through the crowd. And he was like, "Motherfucking Stone Cold just bumped into me." Then he went to like charge at him and everything, and the big security guy stepped up. He's like, "Whoa, I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing."
He was on his hands and knees crawling through the crowd.
Yeah, because he didn't want to be seen by everybody, because then everybody would know that he's there and would watch that and not the match.
Oh.
But yeah, he was like sneaking, but underneath all the people standing up.
Was he trying to get to a seat or trying to just like surprise?
No, he was trying to get ringside to jump the barricade to attack him.
Okay, gotcha.
The old tricky running back in Stone Cold days. Oh man,
bringing this
Stone
back.
Cold's one of my favorites too, though. With the way he used to just talk, man, his promos were the most incredible promos ever. I mean, they were better than the Rock's. They were better than, because Stone Cold would just make you feel like he was really going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
Well, here's a fun fact about Stone Cold. Did you know when he was in the WCW, they brought Hulk Hogan over, and Hulk Hogan is pretty much why Steve Austin is what he is today, because he ruined the program for Steve Austin in WCW. Like, Steve Austin was supposed to like get a world title shot against Ric Flair. Hulk Hogan
that was
came
back
in
in his
said,
ringmaster gimmick.
Yep.
Yeah, he was supposed to get that huge push in the ringmaster gimmick.
Yeah, and Hulk Hogan came over there with his creative bruteness and nope.
I watched that documentary / whatever promo he cut right before he went to ECW, the original ECW, where he was talking about that whole thing and talking about Hogan, talking about all the shit that was happening in WCW then, or NWA, whatever it was still. And he was talking about that, but it's crazy to, just like you said, any organization that's like that, there's going to be those kind of stories. But they're neat to be able to actually experience them, hear them from those guys. And Stone Cold's got that badass show now on the WWE Network where he brings in different wrestlers and they break it down and they do it for real. Yeah.
His podcast
and they talk for real, man.
His podcast has been going for a while now. That's a real good one to listen to, man.
Yeah.
Listen to some of those old school wrestlers on the show talking about, the days. And, I would love, if The Rock is listening to this podcast right now, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, I would love for you to be my cornhole partner at the next ACL Open. So please, if you come on out, Dwayne, let's rock the world. You rock Hollywood. We'll rock the boards together. There you go, Brett.
That'd be nice.
You should organize some kind of.
You can have The Rock, and I'll get Chris. You have The Rock. I'll get Chris Jericho, and we'll be the undisputed world champs again.
We'll be on the list.
Only if y'all
Brett, you'll be on the
list
because I know you won't hit all four baggers.
Hey, I'll gladly be on the list of Jericho.
You just made the list.
I mean, there's celebrities coming out to cornhole events, just about every event. Maybe somebody new showing up. So maybe, man, we can get a wrestler to come out to an ACL event.
I would love it.
Cool.
I mean, all those dudes that just got released, they got to be looking for a job. How about making an ACL?
They got to be looking for something to do.
Put them on the PDC, man.
I mean, if they get good and get on ESPN, they're getting more TV time than what they're getting now, which is zero.
Darn right.
Very true.
Darn right.
Wow.
That's good promos, though. They could cut some serious promos. Wouldn't that be so fun just to hear a wrestler start cutting a promo on you?
Oh, yeah.
About the throwback.
You know what? So that's what you and your dad need to do. Do like one of those old school NWA promos in front of like a backdrop that says Guy Nation and just go Ric Flair on it. That would be awesome.
Have you seen a Gronkowski answer video?
No, I have not.
Oh no.
Oh, you gotta look that one up.
I think it's on YouTube?
I think it's on our Instagram.
On your Instagram?
Yeah, I think it's on my dad's Instagram, where the Gronkowski's challenged us to a cornhole game, and we went 80s promo style on them.
That's got to be awesome.
So is that on your dad's or the Guy Nation, or is that your dad's the Guy Nation one?
I think it's the guy. I think it's on the Guy Nation one. I'm not for sure though, but I know it's on one of the. I don't know. I think it's on his. I think it's on the Guy Nation one, but it could also be on his personal one too.
I want to see this like ASAP.
That was Mr. Gronkowski, right? Mr. Gronkowski and Rob. that challenged you?
No, it was Gordy.
Okay.
Gordy Gronkowski.
Nice.
There's not too many up here. Let's see. The open of the first Goal Looking Wingo show. Oh, you guys were on that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Guy
that's
Nation
cool.
was. Uh-oh.
Yeah, I don't see it. It's not on the Guy Nation one unless I don't know what I'm looking at.
I'm
Well, I don't know. Here's
trying
one.
to find it.
Let's see. Oh, can't
Dead
hear the
air's
volume right
terrible
now.
there.
I'm going to have to look this
Oh.
up. See, this is where I need to be a better producer. This is where I actually need an in-studio producer so I can.
Yeah, so we can shoot up the video real quick, just so we can talk about it.
Yeah,
Awesome.
for real.
Awesome. At some point when we get monetized, it'll be pretty sweet that we could do stuff like that. Right?
Yeah. And speaking
I
of
really
that,
like.
what's that?
Oh, I was gonna say I really like the way you got the shower curtain hung around for the black background of the TV. That's one of my favorite things about your studio.
Well,
love it.
first
I
off,
love
that
it.
is navy blue.
I still love it.
Michael, I think I just
Really?
sent it to your Instagram.
Oh, did you? All right, let me.
I think so.
check. Yep.
That's the right one.
I've got two Instagrams. I got the Hammered Podcast one, and I got the Goldbird.
Brett, who cuts better promos, your dad or you?
He does.
Yeah. What do you do? Just
Yeah.
sit there and be the yes man? You're like the Jeff Hardy to the Matt Hardy. You just kind of
Pretty
sit
much.
there and shake your head.
Pretty much.
Points.
Meh.
Pretty much. I do all the poses. He does all the talking.
So
You gotta learn how to talk, bro.
Wait. You think Jeff Hardy was the Robin to Matt Hardy's Batman? I always thought Jeff was the most popular.
When it comes to
one.
promos,
Oh.
talk about cutting promos.
Really, I think Matt Hardy sucked at promos. He was.
But he was the one who did all the talking. Jeff just stood there and kind of pointed around, like,
That's,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Dude, I'm looking.
Or like Ricky Morton and Robert. What the hell's Robert's name?
P.S.
The Rock and
Hayes.
Roll Express. No.
What? That was Michael.
Ricky Morton
My
and
bad.
Robert. Yeah, but Ricky Morton did all the talking there too. You know.
What was the Instagram account you said you had, Michael?
It's Hammered Podcast or Goldbird. Yeah, you didn't send it.
Goldberg.
Goldberg, bro. That's how hardcore for Goldberg
That's so
I was,
awesome,
man.
dude.
Like I've had
No,
that
I think it's
same
great.
email address for about 15 years, I bet.
Goldberg.
And I'm thinking about naming my Jeep Goldbird, and it's gonna have the decal with the tattoos on both sides of the name Goldbird.
Is it gold_bird?
No, it's just Goldbird, man. One word. I was lucky. Nobody had that name back when I first got my Instagram
Bro,
account.
that needs to be the wrestling podcast name. Are you kidding? Let's go. Goldberg.
Bro, I can't add another one. We got a.
Yes, you can.
I can't. I already got 3. We start production on a new podcast only for the ladies, and it's called the Renaissance Broads. It's going to be hosted by my girlfriend Laura, and we've got another lady
She's
hosting
hot.
with her named Garrett. Yeah,
Here we go. Every podcast.
podcast.
The video is on it's on the Guy Nation Cornhole Instagram, and it's got our friend Eddie as the cover photo.
Okay. Damn, I was just there too and did not see it. So the Guy Nation.
Guy Nation Cornhole.
We're gonna
It's
find
got
this
our buddy-
video. I swear.
Got our buddy Eddie. He's got like a grayish hat on.
Okay, let me go back. There it is.
He found it.
So, I see a picture of you and your dad holding Bud Lights. There's a couple of Batmobile pictures. Okay, so
Yeah.
I'm assuming this is Eddie right here, wearing like a backpack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Gordy, the entire
Here
Gronkowski
it-
family. You guys threw a challenge the other day, remember? We got a little answer for you.
We're ready for you. Let's
Oh,
go.
you know, hold
Nation
on.
right here,
This is
boys.
good. I'm gonna have to put this on the show
Nation
right quick. Give
right
me a
here.
second.
And Guy
Uh-oh.
Nation.
Hold
Gonna
on.
figure out how to do it.
Oh, I'm gonna have it. You guys will be able to hear it, but hold on. I'm on the fly here, super producer. Let me set this up.
Super producer.
Yeah. All right. Browser.
While you're setting it up, let's talk about your girlfriend Laura and her brand new podcast, Renaissance. Renaissance Broads.
Renaissance Broads. All right, you're distracting me, Rob.
What kind
Hold
of
on.
subject matter? What kind of subject matter are they gonna
They're just going to be talking about stuff that women want to talk about. You know.
Why not Renaissance chicks then? Because
I told them they should do Renaissance chicks, but they didn't want to do that. So hey, they wanted broads. So who might argue with the broads?
I don't know, man. Broads
Papa
just
Gronk,
seems like
Rob, Gordy,
almost derogatory to chicks, to women. I don't know. Maybe it's not. Feels like what dudes used to call women. Hey, look at the broad over there.
Yeah, like broads is old school, man. Broads is old school.
Yeah,
but
super old school.
I told him I'm not having anything to do with this one, except for like producing. So they get to name it. They get to come up with the logo and all that stuff. So
That's true.
all right,
I like it.
All right, I think I don't know if you guys will still be able to hear this. But it'll be on the show. So let me play this now.
Entire Gronkowski family. You guys threw a challenge the other day, remember? We got a little answer for you.
We're ready for you. Let's
Looking
go.
at Guy Nation right here, boys. Guy Nation right here.
Oh, boy, you can-
And Guy Nation's too sweet.
Too sweet.
We're coming for you. You put out the challenge. So I got one thing to say to you.
Oh,
What you gonna do? What you gonna do, Gronk? When Guy Nation runs wild
listen out.
you!
Oh, no.
Go look at
He just took the shirt off.
Papa
Yeah.
Gronk, Rob,
Yep.
Gordy, the
Right, my
entire
composers.
Gronkowski family. You guys threw a
100
challenge the other day,
135
remember?
100.
We got a little answer for you.
We're ready for you.
Okay.
I'm not the one
Guy
taking the
Nation
shirt
right
off.
here, boys.
That was great.
Oh.
That was great. Your dad did some Hulk Hogan there, some Ric Flair.
Yeah, that was off the fly. I think that was their second take.
Oh, great improv skills there, man. That was good. Then he took the shirt off. That was
Yeah, that caught me off guard.
So that's one of the pros about watching the show on the YouTube channel, Rob. You get to see that good stuff instead of having to just get the audio. But yeah,
I
you
I
just
got
made
it on
my
now.
night
I
with
got
that
my
one.
phone out.
Oh, you watching it now?
Got to, man. I can't.
Yeah. And by the way, your dad, his song. Oh my God.
Oh
Rob.
yeah.
I'm stuck mid.
What happened?
No, like
His-
Matt's song ends the podcast.
Oh yeah.
Cornhole
sure
star.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to be a cornhole star?
He just. Brett's in that too. That's the guy. That's like Guy Nation.
Yeah,
right
that's
there.
right. Brett is in that. Yeah.
Brett
Yeah,
says
I'm
a
the
few
background
things in that
singer.
song.
Well, Brett,
Yeah, in the
you know,
background.
we got to wrap this up, man. I hate it. I could talk more wrestling with you for a while. And Rob,
Hey,
I'm
we gotta
impressed.
do
I didn't
another
know you were a
one.
wrestling guy.
Oh, huge, man. But just same as you back in the day. I
Back in
still
the
try
day,
to turn it
yeah.
on every once in a while, but I can't. I can barely watch it, man. Even the AEW, which is a little bit more exciting action, I just can't stand. I can't stand the production of it. That's the thing I don't like. But other than that, but I used to watch this. The one that used to come on Wednesdays was Lucha Libre. I used to watch that all the time because Johnny Nitro was in that one. The drippiest man in the business was in that one, and I like him. I like him. He's one of my favorites too. Morrison, whatever he wants to call himself these days.
Yeah, he's got
one of my favorites.
way many more names than there is wrestling promotion.
I know, it's crazy,
Wow.
but he's fun.
Yeah.
He's fun to watch. Johnny
Yes, he
Nitro.
But maybe we can
So.
get a wrestler on the sticky side, Rob. We'll just have to see.
Oh yeah.
Never know.
Do you have any? Do you have any that you're friends with?
I do not. But we can make
'Cause,
that.
I mean,
We can just send random messages.
I've got a couple of buddies that are well connected with that entire.
Yeah.
With that, that whole thing, and we could probably get somebody.
Look, I'm shooting for the
Colt
top.
Cabana. Well,
I want
Colt
Dwayne the
Cabana.
Rock Johnson.
A buddy of
on
mine
nothing.
is A buddy of mine is real good friends with Colt Cabana. If anybody knows wrestling,
That's
they know
cool.
Colt Cabana.
That's cool.
So it's a good chance that we can make something happen.
Colt's a funny dude too. He's hilarious to watch.
Yeah.
He's him and CM Punk are best friends. So
they were
crazy.
Yeah.
Not anymore. They were.
Drama.
Yeah, but
legal drama.
Oh yeah. And CM Punk came back. He's in AEW. Like I didn't think he
Yeah.
was.
Is he really?
Yeah.
See, I ain't watched it since then.
Well, I mean, he got
Are
beat
they
up.
pushing him?
Huh?
Yeah.
Are they pushing him at all?
Slowly. He's
Yeah.
undefeated.
Oh, okay.
They're slowly giving him a push. But every match he's like out of breath. So he's like, I don't know if I can still do this kind of storyline. But he's still beating people, so.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Hey, Bret, thanks for being on the show, brother. We've had a blast. I've had a blast. I can't speak for Rob.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll have to have you on, man, when we get closer to WrestleMania or something like that. And, let's talk some more wrestling. I enjoyed this.
I'm down. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, man. So when can we see you playing again, man? What's your next event coming up?
Our next cornhole tournament is Virginia Beach Open. I think that's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, December 20th or December 2nd and 3rd.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's the next time you'll be seeing me play.
God, that sucks, man, because
You and your dad?
I wanted to go to that, but now I just committed to going to the mountains with my girlfriend for that weekend.
Huh.
She's better looking than most cornhole players, so you'd be okay.
Very true.
I still don't know how he
my
did it.
girlfriend is
she's your age,
biggest
Bret.
fan, Rob.
She's your age, Bret. I don't know how he did it.
No, she's about 4 years older than Bret, man. Don't make me look.
I'm just
that
saying
weird.
they went to high school. They went to high school together. That's all.
Yeah, I was literally 14 when she was born. So I mean, unless you look at it like that, I mean, hey,
He babysat her. Don't let him fool you.
asshole. Hey, Bret,
She
thanks for
calls him
being on the
Uncle
show,
Mike.
brother. We will see you. We'll
Thanks
see
for having me,
you
guys.
somewhere down the road. We'll see you at an event.
Yeah.
Thank
Until
you, Bret.
next time, Rob. Thanks again. We'll see you. Hey, this has been Stick
See ya.
Aside.
All
We'll
right.
see you next time. Peace out, everybody. Good night.
Later.
Cause we all just wanna be cornhole stars saying keep hotels and driving beat up cars. The crowd gets crazy and the beers ain't cheap. We get drunk all day so we just don't eat. And we hang out at the local bar, throwing bags in the hole like we have it all.